Hello everyone, and thank you for watching Slat Rock Channel, as today we present you 15 active wrestlers who lost their push. There are a lot of superstars out there who, for some reason or another, found their push pulled out from underneath them. They came in really strong, spent some time on top, and then disappeared into obscurity. The following 15 superstars are just some of the current active wrestlers in WWE who lost their push. Number 15, Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger is an all-American American who definitely has the physique to succeed. Swagger made his start in WWE as part of their ECW brand. He had an impressive winning streak, including victories over ECW original Tommy Dreamer. Swagger won the ECW Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, and the United States Championship. He may have been comedic, but he was always featured on the show until his fall from grace in 2013. He was arrested for driving under the influence and possession of marijuana. Swagger has never been as prominent as he was for the first few years of his career. Number 14, Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel made his debut as part of the Nexus after appearing in NXT as Michael McGillicuddy. As a member of the Nexus, he was featured in very prominent roles, even becoming a tag team champion. In 2013, McGillicuddy was paired up with Paul Heyman and changed his name to Curtis Axel as a tribute to his father, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and his grandfather, Larry the Axe Hennig. Yes sir, he was the Paul Heyman guy. He won the Intercontinental Championship, appropriately enough, on Father's Day. Axel even holds a victory over Triple H. He was sent back down to NXT in 2011 and his decline began. He became part of a comedy tag team with Ryback. When the big guy went out with an injury, the spotlight didn't often touch Axel's skin. Then came the Royal Rumble, the impetus for the most unexpectedly entertaining angle of 2015. He claimed that he was technically never eliminated in the 2015 Royal Rumble. Axel began a Hulk Hogan-esque gimmick and started Axelmania. Axelmania was quietly put aside after Hogan's legal troubles, and Curtis Axel disappeared again before becoming a member of the Social Outcasts. The chains may be off, but the push still isn't on. Number 13, Los Matadors. Los Matadors had a rather impressive debut in 2013. Before they even appeared, they received nearly a month of video promos hyping their debut. They were presented as being serious despite the colorful costumes and elaborate entrance, including mini wrestler El Torito, their bull mascot. Los Matadores would have a 9-win streak before they had their first loss to Ryback on the January 24th edition of SmackDown, 3 months after they debuted. After that match, Los Matadores were never quite the same and became a comedy jobber tag team. They pretty much disappeared from television last September after being defeated by the returning Dudley Boys. Number 12, The Ascension. The Ascension had a great start in NXT. There was an initial hiccup when original member Cameron was arrested and released from his contract. He's now Bram in TNA, by the way. He was replaced with Rick Victor, and together Victor and Connor became the longest reigning tag team champions in NXT history. Their star-making performance was at the first NXT Live Takeover event where they defeated Too Cool. The gimmick started to become stale even before they debuted on the main roster. They still had a powerful debut, but the company quickly lost faith in them and they started jobbing. For a short time, they joined up with Stardust, but again quickly faded back into the wasteland from whence they came. Number 11, Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze is another superstar that had an impressive start but disappeared when he reached the main roster. Despite his effeminate, almost jobberish Zoolander gimmick, the fans really took to Tyler Breeze. The company responded by making him a major part of NXT. He never won the gold, but he always came close. His debut on the main roster was impressive as he had a lot of backing from Triple H, but Vince on the other hand never liked him or his character. His decline started when he left early for a WWE taping. He then became a jobber and was defeated by every possible wrestler in the ring. Fans felt that everything that made him great was left in NXT, and Prince Pretty was soon abandoned by both the company and the fans. Number 10, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has done practically everything there is to do. He's been a tag team champion, an intercontinental champion, and has been a part of stables that dominated the main event. Even when he became Dashing Cody Rhodes and adopted a sillier persona, he was still treated well. Things went south for the son of Dusty Rhodes when he adopted the Stardust gimmick, mimicking his brother Goldust. Stardust started out well, but his push is now completely gone, as the only time he appears on TV is to lose or say something weird. It seems Cody won't find a better position unless he sheds the Stardust gimmick, but the word is that Cody is having a lot of fun as Stardust and doesn't really care much about his position on the card. Number 9, Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is someone that is still loved by the fans. During his time on the main roster, he did achieve some minor successes. He finally earned the United States Championship at the end of 2011. That's when everything went wrong. Ryder became the friend of John Cena and was abused as part of Cena's storyline against Kane. He also got romantically involved with Eve Torres. Both storylines would destroy him in the eyes of the fans, and it seemed that the company was done with him. Ryder got himself over with his online series The Z True Long Island Story and building up his fan base on social media. Some fans take his destruction as a punishment for getting himself over, and indeed, some feel that what happened to Ryder is something that is preventing other superstars from attempting to get themselves over. Number 8. Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow, intellectual savior of the masses, had an impressive debut in 2010, for a time when he teamed up with Cody Rhodes and formed the Rhodes Scholars. His fall came in 2013 when he earned Money in the Bank and ultimately failed to cash in against John Cena. It was a sign of the end times, and he entered a slump that he wouldn't recover from until 2014 when he began his impersonation gimmick. He eventually became Damien Mizdow and Macho Mandow. Fans loved his character, so it's rather surprising that WWE never booked a match between him and Miz when their gimmick was so hot. As Macho Mandow, he later teamed with Axelmania to form the new Mega Powers. Sandow disappeared again when the Axelmania gimmick was dropped, and he's not been seen since. Number 7. Adrian Neville. Adrian Neville, now just known as Neville, is one of the best high flyers in WWE right now. He had a strong presence on NXT, becoming both a singles and tag team champion. The man that Gravity forgot flew all the way up to the main roster, where Gravity suddenly remembered him and his career came crashing down. He's still very popular with the fans, but the problems the WWE has with men Neville's size is well known. If he was just a few inches taller and just a little bit heavier, there's no telling where Neville would be. Number 6. Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett made his debut in NXT, going on to win the competition. In his first night on the main roster, he led the revolution of the Nexus and took over the show. Nexus would dominate the WWE. The end of Wade Barrett came at the hands of John Cena. Barrett was literally buried under a pile of chairs during a match with Cena, and a lot of fans were left deflated. Barrett got himself over as Bad News Barrett, but his push was stopped when he got too popular. Barrett would drop the Bad News gimmick and lose everything that made him stand out. Not even winning King of the Ring was enough to give him back his push. Barrett is now with the League of Nations, and soon after WrestleMania 32, he will be gone. He decided to move on from WWE and didn't renew his contract. Unfortunately, Barrett is prone to injury. Every time he got a major push, he would get injured, so he is partly responsible for where he ended up. Number 5. Cesaro. The Swiss Superman Cesaro is someone who earned the love and support of the fans worldwide before stepping foot into WWE. He's a physical powerhouse that can lift anyone that you throw at him. His incredible physical presence and in-ring talent are the major reasons he was pushed so heavily when he came in. He was even a Paul Heyman guy for a brief period of time. Unfortunately, he's not equally skilled on the mic. While the fans are willing to look past his charisma problem, the company is not. This was confirmed for fans during the now infamous Stone Cold podcast with Vince McMahon, where Vince said that Cesaro, being Swiss, will never connect with the fans. The fans heavily disagree, but when has Vince ever listened to them? Number 4. Dolph Ziggler. You can't talk about disappearing pushes without talking about Dolph Ziggler. Dolph became World Heavyweight Champion while paired up with Vicky Guerrero and won the championship again when he cashed in Money in the Bank the night after WrestleMania 29. Dolph makes anyone look good thanks to his fantastic ability to sell. Unfortunately, he's too good at selling and is now a jobber who can get anyone but himself over. Numerous injuries and terrible storylines haven't helped. Dolph is still pushed from time to time, but it seems the company will never give him a serious, sustained push ever again. Number 3. Bray Wyatt. He made his debut under the name Husky Harris, with Cody Rhodes as his mentor. Yeah, that Cody Rhodes, during the second season of NXT. This gimmick was rather depressing as fans saw his career going into a mud hole. However, his career took a great turn when he reinvented himself as Bray Wyatt, an evil cult leader who believes himself to be more monster than human. The character drew comparisons to Max Cady of the 1991 film Cape Fear, but who cares if he ripped it off? Vince McMahon saw dollar signs with Bray's character as WWE aired vignettes promoting the upcoming debut of the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family made a rather impressive debut by assaulting Kane, thereby getting his first Ring of Fire match against him at SummerSlam. He gained his first pay-per-view victory in that match. Fans soon understood it was not only his cryptic character that was remarkable, but his in-ring talent was equally fantastic too. He and his family showed their dominance of the entire roster. Storyline-wise, he was instrumental in the destruction of the Shield. Everything was going great until John Cena laid eyes on him. His decline started when he lost to Cena at WrestleMania. At the Payback pay-per-view, Cena once again buried Wyatt under multiple equipment cases to win the match and end the feud. What then followed was a mixture of wins and unexplained losses. Bray's character required him to have significant wins over big names if he's to become a high-rank heel in the company. Too many losses at pay-per-views does not build character. Number 2. Rusev. Until March 29, 2015, Rusev was regarded as a monstrous high-rank heel in the entire company. Rusev adopted Lana as his social ambassador, a pairing compared by WWE to Ivan and Ludmilla Drago from Rocky IV. Rusev made his main roster debut at the Royal Rumble on January 26, 2014. WWE made a fantastic effort to build an anti-American gimmick around Rusev and Lana that he was named the hero of the Russian Federation. Rusev's career kicked off in a remarkable way as he defeated Zack Ryder, Big E, Jack Swagger twice, and also defeated legends like Mark Henry and Big Show at pay-per-views. Lana dedicated Rusev's string of victories to Russian President Vladimir Putin, drawing attention from the mainstream press, including the Washington Post and the Daily Beast. On November 3rd, Rusev gained his first professional wrestling championship and became the first Bulgarian-born champion in WWE history when he won the United States Championship from Sheamus. Subsequently, Rusev entered the Royal Rumble match at number 15, eliminating 6 other contestants and placing second overall. WWE made Rusev successfully defend the United States Championship against John Cena at Fastlane 2015. For over a year, he was undefeated and was so strong going into WrestleMania 31 against John Cena. What followed was a string of losses thanks to John Cena's involvement. He lost the United States Championship to Cena in a rematch at WrestleMania 31. He failed to regain the championship the following month at Extreme Rules in a Russian chain match. Rusev lost to Cena once more at Payback in an I Quit match. Post-Payback on a SmackDown show, Rusev suffered a fractured foot in a bout with Ryback, which created the Dolph Ziggler, Summer Rae, and Lana storyline. After a sudden flow of losses, Rusev lost a lot of his heat. He spent the rest of the year mixing it up with comedy and jobs, which was a stark contrast from his previous undefeated killer heel character. While this storyline was going on, Lana and Rusev became real-life couples and decided to get engaged. It was stupidity on the part of Lana that she flaunted her engagement ring on social media. It not only ruined the storyline, but also got Vince McMahon furious. What then followed was a debacle of Rusev on an episode of Raw. Rusev was squashed by Ryback in 3 minutes. Well, we think both parties are at fault by not taking things seriously. On Rusev and Lana's part, they shouldn't have posted their engagement pic, and on Vince's part, he shouldn't have buried them, keeping in mind the lack of heel power he's got on the roster. He's now part of the League of Nations, and nobody cares. Number 1. The Miz. Miz became the first runner-up during the 4th season of Tough Enough, and was awarded a WWE contract. It was an impressive career kickoff as he went undefeated for 3 months. In July 2010, he won the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match at the first ever Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which he later cashed in November on Randy Orton to win the WWE Championship. He was ranked number 1 on Pro Wrestling Illustrated's annual PWI 500 list in 2011. In total, The Miz has won 13 championships in WWE. He is a 4-time Intercontinental, 2-time US, and 6-time Tag Team Champion, and most importantly, he was a 1-time WWE Champion who main evented several pay-per-views for WWE, including WrestleMania 27, where he defeated the company's face, John Cena. The Miz has a list of movie and television roles under his belt. Once Miz lost the title to John Cena at Extreme Rules in 2011, he rapidly moved down the card. Miz's time was over. WWE, to their credit, had done what they could to make Miz seem like a player to WWE fans, but he just never looked like he belonged there. His former act with Damien Sandow was good, but all the accolades went to Damien Sandow. These days, he's well known for being a jobber and an unimpressive host. It's very sad to see a man who once headlined WrestleMania and defeated John Cena on the losing track like this. Well, folks, that's our list. If you agree with our list, if you don't agree with our list, either way, drop us a comment below, let us know what you think. Don't forget, if you like this video, you can subscribe and get more videos just like this one. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Thanks for watching.